What's up, jazz guitar friends? Larry Tambanini here with Jazz Guitar under 5 minutes. And you just heard me playing through my favorite Grant Green lick, right? I used it over a 3-6-2-5 going to G. And there was a cool theme that I used and applied it over all the chords. Let's just talk about it in a real simple setting in a 2-5-1 going to G major. I played this idea over the A minor, 7 the 2, and then I repeated the same exact notes over the D7 and resolved to G. It sounds really cool because you're using those 16th note triplets, which is a great rhythm to have in your bag. We're going to talk about that. And you're playing a lick, sure, you're playing a lick, but it's a lick that takes goes over 2 octaves. Most lines that you play are just like sort of staying in one little area. So you get to play some guitar, you get to use some rhythm action, and it's such a great line, right? And sure, other people that Grant Green played this. I've heard Pat Martino play this, I've heard Freddie Hubbard play this, I've heard Train play this. This is just a great line, just using Grant Green because I've heard him do it a lot in a lot of different contexts, right? The great thing about Grant is that, you know, when you heard him play straight ahead and the swinging stuff versus, you know, towards the end of his career when he was playing pop stuff, he still played the same ideas, just like Miles Davis did. Might have changed the rhythm delivery or the articulation slightly, but the notes were the same, and this is one of those kind of notes. So check it out. Now, I want to talk about a couple different ways we can use that. So like in the beginning, I applied this to B minor, A, and D, right? You know, can definitely work over this kind of context, but you know what? Sometimes when you're playing, you don't want to necessarily be like hanging out strictly diatonically. You want to get some jazz vocabulary in it. So there's a great way to take this line and move it around slightly and, you know, recycle your bebop licks. Bebop, because everybody likes recycling. Check it out. Instead of playing it like this, right? Instead of going there and staying diatonic, what if I did this? That way I get a more altered sound over my D7 because, and all I'm doing is I'm just moving. I'm taking that same articulation, but I'm starting on an F to F sharp, which brings me to my flat 9, which is going to give me some nice tension. I do it again here, and then I'm going to just resolve up a half step to the B. So a lot of that comes to where I'm going to end my phrase. So, okay, so I got 2 ways, right? So I got like the super inside way, and then I have my little bebop line. Okay, now I can also use this same exact line. Now, I'm talking about A minor, D to G, right? But I can use this same line going there. I'm just going to resolve to my 9th. What if I said something like this? Right? That line is so cool, you can use it in so many different ways. I might have altered it slightly, right? Another cool thing to do is to stretch this idea, right? So if I said this idea maybe like, it's a nice little cadenza line, and all I did was move that in minor thirds. So after just kind of getting this idea in my head, I can get way more mileage out of this lick by, number one, moving it slightly to how I'm going to weight that dominant 7 chord. Also, I know I can use this over, if I'm playing an A minor, I can do my little minor conversion concept and play this same idea in E minor. It's going to work over G, and G major is going to work over E minor, depending on where I want to resolve that note, right? I chose to resolve it on there because I like the way it sounds. And again, I can move this over a dominant chord. I can make it sound super in. You know, if you're playing a blues or like a funky jam of some sort and you don't want to go too far out, that's going to be the choice you use. If you're playing some straight ahead and you want to create tension on a 5 chord, you're going to use that in your bag. If it's a tune that, just like if I was playing like Autumn Leaves in E minor, I could pretty much use this whole thing to set up the tune in a lot of ways. You know, I kind of used a little bit, even going, again, the power of repetition and that sort of Grant Green line and the many different things that you can do with it. So useful to get in your jazz guitar bag. All right, jazz guitar friends, I went over, but there's your Grant Green lick. Try to get it, try to use it, try to swing with it. That's what it's all about, right? So if you made it this far, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Big shout out to PD Wheatstraw for hitting me up for this request for this video. Thanks, PD. I appreciate the feedback. Bebop, keep swinging. Have a great weekend.